What is going on? Jimmer family. How you guys doing? I'm at a little bit of a different angle today. I got this cool little mount for my car, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, how you guys doing? Welcome back. I'm excited to be back. I know that I was out last week and we had a great time on spring break and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's awesome to be back and be with you guys and get ready, fired up for a new week. So the title of today's talk, today's Motivation Monday, is Don't Ever Apologize for Being Who You Are. And it's interesting how this theme all came together because a couple different things. I noticed last week, especially in the members corner, that we do like an accountability thing in the members corner, right? So we put up like an accountability post, and what's up, Debbie? What's up, Tara? We put up an accountability post to say, like, where are you at? How many workouts did you get in this week? Because some people want that, and some people like that, and some people are like, okay, cool. Like, I feel cared enough about that somebody's checking in on me to make sure that I'm sticking with my program. Like, you would be so excited. Or no, there's people that, or you'd be, what am I trying to say here? So it's interesting that the number of my clients over the years, really are grateful when I check in with them. If I shoot a text, if I check in to say, hey, how you doing? Back when we had fitness classes, I would check in when I didn't see people for 2 or 3 days and be like, yo, dude, where you at? Yo, girl, where you at? And people are like, oh, thank you so much for checking in. Like, wow, that means a lot. And thank you. And, you know, I'm just having this going on and this going on and this going on, but I'll be back. Or they haven't been in a couple months and I check back in with them just because they're on my mind. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? What's shaking? I miss you. And they're like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you and all this kind of stuff. What's up, Brittany? And they would be so grateful that we checked in. So the accountability post, what's up, Tim? Welcome to the membership, baby. You're gonna rock it. So when I'm checking in with people, a lot of times it lets them know that we actually care if they do this or not, right? It lets them care. It lets them show that we care, that they're actually putting in the work. What up, Claire Bear? One, Nicole. So when I was looking at the accountability post last week, I noticed a couple people, and even another post last week, both in the free group and in the members corner, about people would be like, hey, you know, be patient with us slackers, or yeah, I've got to get my lazy butt going, or yeah, I've, you know, something along the lines where there was this what up, T? This negativity about what's going on with them, or they were apologizing to me because they had only gotten 3 workouts in, but they had like a UTI and their husband was in the hospital and their like water heater broke and what up, Kathy? Water heater broke and all this kind of stuff, right? So people were apologizing to me and they have these negative words coming out of their mouth about that I'm a slacker, that I'm lazy, it's my fault, like, please don't be mad at me, coach, like all this kind of stuff. And they were kidding, but yet behind every bit of kind of like joking and sarcasm, there's some truth to when people say things like that. And then I saw, then Ken and I were talking this morning, and I was actually thinking about it this weekend about the fact that, like, what are the expectations in the MS gym? What are the expectations that I have for you all and that you all should have for yourself? What's up, Francis? What are the expectations? And how rigid are they? And how hard do I need to be on people and in their face do they need to be? Or how hard do you need to be on yourself in order to get results? And then I was talking to Ken this morning and we were looking through some members corner posts and there was just, people are just out there doing it, which I'll talk about in a sec. And then I saw Karen Stenhouse put up a post about a music video from The Greatest Showman on Earth, or Greatest Showman Ever, or whatever it was. And it was called This Is Me. And there's some lyrics in there which are very appropriate to the MS gym and also to the email that I wrote today, and also to my thoughts over the weekend, and also to the conversations that I had last week, is that my job as your coach and your leader is to meet you where you're at. So my job is to meet you where you're at. So meet you where you're at and then help you move forward. My job is not to be shouting at you from up above, being like, work harder, go faster, do more, you slacker. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. Okay? So what it is me going to you as your coach and me going to you as your leader and asking you, what do you need? What can I do for you? How can I serve you? What can I create for you? That's my job. Your job is to respond that when you tell me you need something, and I give that to you, that you do it and that you follow through on it and that you take action on it and that you take the steps towards it and you do the practice that is necessary to create the change that you desire. That is your job. That is how this symbiotic relationship works. Where I start to get really upset is when you guys, as my family, I hear stories about you feeling bad as you speak face to face with your medical practitioners, as you speak face to face with your family members, as you speak face to face with your friends or other MSers or people, experts that you rely on, and when you're not getting the results based on their timetable and their results and their past history and their past testimonials, then you're doing something wrong. So wrong. That is actually negligence. That is actually abuse. It's called emotional abuse. That is called, I don't even know, that's called cognitive battery, like whatever you want to call it. For me to tell you that you're failing because you're not meeting my expectations is a complete lack of leadership on my part. Because if you're not getting results and I'm just like, too bad, so sad, whatevs, and not give you other options, then that's my fault. But if I listen to you and I give you the resources and I give you other options and I give you other ways that you can get more help, then I'm doing my job as a coach. I'm giving you and directing you to the things that you need and the tools that you need to actually get better. But here's the thing, you guys, like if you've ever sat on an exam table and somebody comes in and they're like talking to you and you're like, well, this should have worked this way and this should have worked that way, and I'm not really understanding why this isn't happening and not much more I can do. I mean, you do realize that this is a progressive disease. You do realize that, most people in your state end up in wheelchairs or walkers. You do realize that blah, blah, blah. BS is what I say. There is no do you realize. My do you realize is, do you realize that your body can heal? Do you realize that you have the innate capability to gain your strength back? Do you realize that your brain can reroute itself? Do you realize that the brain can change itself? Do you realize that the brain can heal itself? Do you realize that there's a group of people around you that are changing on a daily basis? Do you realize that change is possible? Do you realize that you can heal? Do you realize that MS, whilst it is progressive, if it's moving this direction and there's movement going downhill, there's still movement. So why can't we apply a force in the opposite direction once something's moving to move it back the other direction? Why is that not possible? Why is it that science has resigned itself to just accepting that that's just the way it is? Why is it that you guys that have MS are expected to just buy into that crap? It's not true. So if you've ever had someone make you feel like you're disappointing them because you're not getting better, you need to either let them know so they can adjust themselves, and if they still don't make an adjustment, they need to peace out. if they don't try to help you find more resources and invest a little bit more time and give you more options, then they're not doing their job. Yes, it may be a trial and error process. Yes, it may be a combination that you have to find over a series of months, but you can always tell when someone is actually putting in the effort to try and help you or just bailing. And the thing is that if you've ever been in a family situation where they look at you and you feel like an inconvenience and you feel like a burden, that sucks, number one. Number two is you need to ask yourself, who's making you feel like that? So if it is you, then that's a conversation we'll talk about in a sec. But if it's other people, either making fun of the way you walk, either giving snide remarks like, how's that exercise thing working out for you? Why aren't you better by now? You're telling me all these other people are getting better, so, like, is there something else you could be doing? Like, the worst thing in the entire world is to look at somebody who's supposed to care and love and have empathy for you and have them kind of look at you like, yeah, how's that working out for you? Like, don't get your hopes up too much. I told you so. Have you guys had that before? Yeah. I'm sure you have. Or you have friends that your life is MS, right? Your life is getting better. Your life is the MS gym. It's something you're excited about. Well, there's no signal. Oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find a signal. I was in my car. That ain't working. So, anyway, what I was saying is that... Let me just drop my phone. Hold on a sec. I was on a thought. It'll come back. Don't you worry. Okay, I'm back. So here I am. So the thing is that a lot of times what will happen is that you're so into the MS gym and you're so committed to your healing and everything that you're doing that, yeah, it does become a topic of conversation. Yes, it becomes the main thing in your life. Yes, it becomes the activity that you're doing, the hobby that you're into, the life that you're living, the job that you're working. And people need to accept the fact that that's who you are right now. And so whether it's a medical practitioner, a family member, or a friend, or a fellow MS group, or somebody else that you put your trust and your hope in and literally you've shared your life with, and then they kind of spit back in your face and be like, okay, I'm tired of hearing about it. You need to get away from those people. You need to find some other friends. You need to get into a group that actually understands and welcomes and accepts and loves you for who you are. Which luckily for you guys, you have the MS gym. But here's the thing, you guys. Here's the main point of what I'm talking about. Don't ever, or do not, however you want to say it, don't ever apologize for who you are. Don't ever apologize for what you're going through. Don't ever apologize for what you're struggling with. Don't ever apologize for wanting to share your success. Don't ever apologize for wanting to tell people that you're doing well. Don't ever feel bad that you're making strides and that somebody else may be struggling. Don't ever feel bad to share that you're struggling when someone else is being successful. Because here's the thing, you guys, if you can't be in a family and you can't be around a group of people that accepts you, celebrates with you, struggles with you, has empathy for you, embraces who you are, cherishes who you are, adores who you are, and cheers you on as you go through your life, then you need to get as far away from them as possible. And as you do walk away from those people, hold your head high. Hold your head high. Hold your chest up. Keep your chin looking forward and walk away from that situation with dignity, with strength, with courage, with faith, with belief, knowing that you are on the right path, knowing that you are with the right people, knowing that you're doing the right program, knowing that you have the right support team, knowing that you have the right coach who will go to the ends of the earth to make sure that you have everything that you need. And that if you're ready to jump in and you're ready to just take this to the next level, that you can, that whatever level you're on, we have the resources for you. But your bruises and your scars and your wounds and your cuts and your failures and your tears and your sobs and your anger and your frustration and your feelings of not being worthy and your feelings of not being accepted and your feelings of being rejected and your feelings of feeling lonely and your feelings of feeling weak and your feelings of being anxious and your feelings of depression and feelings of confusion and feelings of just not knowing what the heck to do, those are all who you are right now. Hey, Jackie, you keep sending me messages, girl. Like, do it later. Keep getting messages popping up on my phone. Thank you. All right, thank you. Just let me get through this. So everything that you're going through is you. Every single scar that you have it makes you part of who you are. Every single struggle that you have has built your character. Every single like lesion you have on your brain and lesion you have in your scar and weakness you have in your body is who you are right now. It's part of your story. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to embrace who you are. And you need to try to avoid mourning who you once were. And you need to get excited for who you can become. Because you have everything you need here in the MS gym to walk this out. You have a heart still beating in your chest. You have a mind still processing in your skull. You have a spirit still deep inside of you that wants to drive forward. And you have a soul that is wanting to reach out to other MSers with you, by you, and for you, and do life with them. You have a spirit of fight within you. So don't ever apologize for who you are. Don't ever apologize for how you walk. Don't ever apologize for your spasticity or your weakness or your bladder issues or your fatigue. Yeah, I know some people may be disappointed again because you have to stay at home. I know that some people are going to be discouraged again because you have to leave a movie early. I know that there's going to be some disappointment on people's faces when you're like, I just don't think I could go today. And that's okay. Now, I do caution you in those moments to not sit in that. I caution you in those moments to really receive that disappointment and those looks or that frustration on your part and those looks of sadness and those looks of like, oh man, I just wish mom could come along. Oh man, I just wish my wife could come along. Oh man, I wish grandma could just come and play with me at the park. Like, use those for a driving force to start believing in yourself and start finding your why and moving forward towards a resolution and a solution. Don't allow those to bind you. Don't allow those to be your shackles. Don't allow those to victimize you more and allow you to stay suppressed and imprisoned because you can't go do something. Like, let those moments drive you forward and fill you with a fervent quest to change and a fervent passion to pursue the resources in the MS gym and a zeal, a fire, a burning flame to get after this. But don't ever apologize for who you are right now. If in a year and a half you haven't done anything, that's something to think about. If in a year and a half you've been saying for a year and a half, yeah, I'll get started. Yeah, I'll get started. Yeah, Trev, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, man, I'll go. And you're still like not doing anything. You're checking into daily exercises every now and then. You may or may not have downloaded a free exercise guide. You really want this and you say you want this, yet you're like, you can't find $1 a day. But you say you want to be all in and you're going to do anything it takes to get there. That's something to think about. But it's still not a shame factor. It's just a personal examination, a self-evaluation of where you're at. Like, I don't care when you start. I just want you to start. Misty doesn't care when you start. Ken doesn't care where you start. The moderators don't care where you start. Your fellow MS Gym brothers and sisters don't care where and when you start as long as you start. If you never dive into the membership, but you crush it with the free group, cool. If you get in that membership and you rock the house and in a year and a half, you went from being in a chair to running again, cool. You're changing your life. That's the only reason why I'm here. But I'll love you where you're at. I'll love you where you're not at. I'll love you for what you've done. I'll love you for what you haven't done. And so will the rest of your people in here. So embrace who you are. Be who you've become. And if you so desire to change who you've become, get back to that person that you know is inside of you. Start living out the potential you know that you have, but you just got massively sidetracked by MS, then go for it. We're here. We're with you. And there's really nothing holding you back because all the resources are here. The mindset is here. The motivation is here. The movement is here. Your family is here. The community is here. The education is here. The exercises are here. The tools are here. But again, don't ever, ever be ashamed of who you are or where you're at right now. If you're tired and you're like, dude, I've got to get in the right space, then go toward that right space. Dude, I just have to get through this round of injections and then maybe I'll start. Then start. Once you get through that round. Dude, I got to get my shoulder fixed. I have to have surgery, but after I get back, let's roll. Cool. Let's roll. The only thing that I can encourage you and I guess expect from you and ask of you is to find out what you need to do to get started. Because the worst thing in the entire world is to keep hoping and wishing, but yet there's no action behind that hoping and wishing, so it stays just a hope and a wish, and then that dream is never actually realized. That potential is never actually pursued. So get after it, you guys. I know it's a cliche saying, but you miss 100% of the shots that you never take. You've got to try. You've got to test. You've got to believe, and eventually you will know that you can get better, that you can get this done, that MS does not control you, that you have influence over your body, that you have the strength inside of you to heal, and that you have the people around you supporting you, that you're not alone in this journey anymore. In the MS Gym, you have a very low chance of being rejected. In the MS Gym, you have a very low chance of feeling less than. In the MS Gym, you're accepted for who you are. You're accepted for what you can do now. You're accepted for who you are going to become. You're accepted for the struggles that you have inside of you. You're encouraged in the struggles that you're going to have down the road. Because we're family. And this is how we roll. And this is what we do. We don't give up on each other. We don't judge each other. We don't reject each other. There's no conditional love here. There's no conditional support here. I'm one person. And obviously I have a lot of people to address. But you guys have close to a dozen moderators now. And yourselves. You have leaders like Misty and Ken wanting to help you out as much as possible. You got moderator leaders like Karen and Jody and the ones that are constantly getting in here, and Claire, pouring into you guys on a daily basis. Scotty, all of them are here to help you. So when you are ready, we can take this as far as you want. When you are ready, we can run as fast as you want to run, according to how fast your brain will let you. But I want you to remember one thing. Like, you are you. And you are uniquely and wonderfully made. You were created for great things. You were created to heal. You were created to overcome. You were created to fight back. You were created to be more than a conqueror. You were created to be more than a victim. You were created to write a story for your life. You're created to make an impact in this world. You were created to build relationships and friendships that are going to feed your heart. You were created to love people in a way that is really not really able to be understood, with a depth that you really can't put a word on. You were created to experience this life despite your challenges. And here's the thing, you guys, is that a struggle makes the victory sweeter. And that nothing ever given easily is ever really that appreciated. But the things that you fight for, the challenges that you overcome, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the rage, the anger, the sorrow, the sadness, the despair, the confusion, and the complete days when you're like, dude, I just want to quit today. But yet you don't. And you keep stepping forward. And you keep moving forward. And you keep fighting on. Those are the reasons why those victories mean so much. Those are the reasons why people raise their hands up in the air in victory and jump. That is what is called elation. And if you're just given things easy, you won't even know what elation and victory is, because victory in itself, the word itself, means overcoming opposition. So that's why when we have success stories in here, we call them victory stories as well. When we talk about being a champion, that means that you've overcome your opposition to win. It also means being the best voice and the best example of utilizing the tools and resources necessary in order to be the best that you can be, and then telling other people about it. That's a champion. And that is what you guys are. You are victorious champions. You have victory within your soul. You have victory within yourselves. And then you go tell other people about it. And you take that victory and your success and your best practices, and you spread it to the people in the MS gym, to your friends, family, brothers and sisters, and the world, and the MS community. And I'm proud of you for that. So the bottom line is that I value you. I welcome you. I accept you. I believe in you. I trust you. I trust your efforts. I trust your desire. I believe that you want to really get better. I know that you don't want to be where you are. I know that you are someone different than MS has tried to make you. I know you are greater than the rejection. I know that you are greater than you do realize that. I know you are greater than your wheelchair. I know you are greater than your walker. I know you are greater than your cane. You are worthy of all of this. You are worthy of change. You are worthy of healing. You are worthy of restoration and redemption. You are worthy of these friendships in here. You are worthy of being loved this much. You are worthy of taking a bet on. You are worthy of me leaving everything to pour into you guys. You're it for me. There is no safety net for me outside of the MS gym. This is the rest of my life. because I believe in you that much. I believe in this family that much. I believe in this community that much. I believe in the stuff that's coming out of my brain and my mouth right now, that it's going to change lives that much. And I believe you're going to take this information and this motivation and do something with it. You are greater than all of this. And don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. You are an amazing person. You are a fantastic being. You have unique talents and gifts that I don't have. You have unique talents and gifts that you thought were lost, but now that you're moving and you're exercising and your mind is right and you have belief and love and fire and passion and fervor and trust again, that you are now going to go back and do those things again and contribute to the world as you once did and you've always dreamed of. But now it's going to be that much richer, bigger, greater, and more impactful because you've fought through adversity to get here and to retain that ability. You earned it. And now you get to celebrate it. Now you get to bask in the glory of it. And that's what this is all about. So today, as I hit finish here, I want you to know that you, as a group and as a community, are some of the greatest people and strongest and most courageous people that I've ever ran into in my entire life. I've been around Division I athletes. I've been around Olympians. I've been around professional athletes. I've trained them. I've gotten them back to where they actually earned medals, earned scholarships, got drafted. I fixed them. And I tell you what, many of them were going after the paycheck. Many of them were going after the title. Many of them were going after the prestige. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that this community and you watching this right now have more heart than any of those superstar athletes that I ever worked on, which is why I'm here, which is why I chose you, which is why I chose this family, which is why I chose this community, and which is why my life is revolving around the promises coming out of this group. I love you all so much. I cherish you every single day. During Easter yesterday, I was just reflecting on how grateful I am and on how many spirits and souls are rising up to live the life that they were supposed to live, that was designed for them, that are reclaiming and recapturing the essence and the potential inside them. So I thank you all so much for who you are, what you're fighting through, what you have fought through, what you will fight through, and the spirit, the tenacity, and the fervent passion that you have inside of you to just blow this up, crush it, kill it, take it home, and get back to the person who you are. So celebrate who you are today. Celebrate that you're here with your brothers and sisters in the MS gym. Celebrate the fact that we are on it. We have momentum and a trajectory that the MS community has seen and will never see again, because we're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep going. And as we march forward, we're just going to grab arm in arm. Along the way, we're going to pick up those people along the way that need help, and we're going to bring them home. So thank you all for creating a home for them. Thank you for being a unique part of this family. Thank you for bringing who you are to my dream and being part of my family, the people that I love on a daily basis. I love you guys. Let's march. Let's heal. Let's love. Let's hug it out. Let's fight forward. Let's draw our swords and let's charge forward, man. You are awesome. So thank you for being here. Celebrate who you are today, because you're part of an awesome, special family. And there's I could just go on all day and say so many great things about you, but you're amazing. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I will figure out this technology. Actually, it's not me. It's Facebook. I will figure out how to manipulate Facebook to make it work for me 100% of the time. But it makes me me, right? I can't be perfect all the time. Just most of the time. So anyway, you guys, I love you. Have an awesome day. I'll see you later. Bye.